Hi, I'm Ian Main, one of the diecast specialists here at Vectis in the UK. Today I'm going to show you some highlights and interesting items from the sale on Friday the 31st of January. This is part of a 2-day Matchbox sale and predominantly models of yesteryear in this sale. We'll start with this lot, which is 7418, and this is the Y10 Mercedes 36 220. If I show you one of the normal variations in this range, you can see straight away the unusual items are the black seats, and this would be the rarest variation in this particular range of models. And as you can see, these seats are loose, which is quite common as the plastic contracts. But the main thing to check with these is that they are the genuine article, that they are black moulded plastic, because unscrupulous people will tend to repaint these items knowing the value of the model. Typically in sort of near mint condition, these could achieve maybe £700–800 in a sale, so it's important that it is the real article. We'll pop this one back. And again, we're talking seat variations on this one. This is 7192. And this is the Y11 Lagonda Drophead Coupe. This would be the standard variation. It changes through the years as the production process changes, but the majority in the copper colour and gold chassis would appear with black seats, occasionally dark red, but on this occasion we've got dark green seats, which I think are generally recognised as a colour trial rather than a variation. Few of them turn up, although we have seen 2 in recent months. And these particular green plastics don't appear anywhere else in the range, so they cannot be swapped out of a later issue, as is sometimes done. So that would be another genuine variation and a nice model to have. This one's an interesting item, 7419, and this is a Y4 Duesenberg, and at first glance it looks like quite a common model. If I compare it with the standard for that era, which is a metallic red, but if you look carefully you will see that although the body is metallic red, the chassis is a dull flat red. If we turn these over, again you probably see the difference more there. And also, while we've got it over and we can see the base, we can also see that the bumpers haven't got the cast Y4, so you can just see that there on the bumper. And then if we look across to this one, it's blank between the 2 rivets. So that tells us it's an early casting as well. So we would class this as an early colour trial model. Lot 7416 is another colour trial model. So this is the Y12 Thomas Flyabout, and in this case the sort of familiar colour would be this bodywork, which is a metallic blue, and normally we would find that this model would be metallic blue all over, tan hood. If it was the rare variation it would have yellow seats in it, but the glaringly obvious thing about this is the chassis, which is a metallic green. I'll turn that over, it's exactly the same over there. This metallic green is very similar to the Y4 Duesenberg. And we can see here that the rivets are across, but also we'll notice these brass axles, which seem quite common in the colour trial models of that particular period, possibly done in the R&D department. You can see on the ends there, on the end of the axles there, that we're not our normal sort of factory spun axles, but still quite a nice item. 312. This is a nice selection. I won't bother with the boxes as they're standard. But again, this is on the Y11 Lagonda. And we've got a nice example here of the chassis colour variations. This one being the most common, which is the dark maroon. Then we go across onto the dark red chassis. You can see the difference there. And then if we go on to this one, which is the magenta, but generally referred to as strawberry red. And again, we can see the difference on those. If I hold the three together, you'll see the difference. What commonly happens on these is if people turn over the bases, we sometimes get a colour that looks almost purple on there, and so people think they've got actually the rare purple chassis, but in actual fact it's just slightly undersprayed on the common dark maroon. But while we're talking of those rare chassis, we have a very interesting chassis variations. Here is one of the rare purple chassis, and if you see, if I compare that to any of these other chassis, the contrast is quite clear. It's kind of a more garish purple, I suppose most people would say. Now it seems unusual that we've got a chassis with no body. We can only presume that nobody would deliberately strip down a rare purple Lagonda, as the price of these has been typically between £500 and £800 for a near mint or mint model. So we can only assume that these have maybe come from the factory as spares, but we've got two of them here, and the difference are these bumpers. This particular chassis has the bumpers fitted as well, and we can see a difference on these.
Right, we'll try it.
Okay, so these differences to the bumpers and this difference in length on this casting will tell you if you've got a genuine early purple chassis. This cannot be really redone, even on a repainted model. That casting and bumper would still be wrong. So it's something to look out for when checking out one of these rare variations. To talk about, while we've just been looking at those purple Lagonda chassis, the same vendor has sent in a selection of chassis. All in different colours, and this is the model that they would belong to. This is a Y13, but these four never made it into production in that particular model. So you can imagine if this model was fitted with those chassis, possibly the body in a different colour scheme, how interesting they would look. Actually, that's the chassis the right way round in comparison to the body. So again, possibly these have been salvaged from the Lesney factory, As I say, never made it into production, but still an interesting lot. And all of these models can be viewed at vectis.co.uk.